My name is Steve Adelman. I teach risk management in venues, and I'm going to tell you a little about how one comes to teach risk management in venues because, well, that's not really a thing in most law schools, but I'm very pleased to say that it's a thing here and for me. So, how does one come to be engaged in risk management in venues? So, as is fairly typical, I started working for larger law firms and wasn't very specialized in any particular area. I found myself at a firm where I had a skill set that was broader than most of the other attorneys when the following case came in the door. A young man went to a festival at RFK Stadium in DC. I was practicing in Maryland at the time. He was in the general admission area near the stage, no chairs, no ticketing. He could stand anywhere, as could everyone else. As the headline act prepared to take the stage, Eminem, the crowd foreseeably massed towards front of house center because everyone wants to get close to the artist. As the crowd massed towards front of house center, the occupant load increased. The crowd got more and more dense. When a crowd gets more and more dense, people can't control their body movement, and so the crowd started to wave back and forth like this. And the young man eventually got knocked down, and other kids landed on his chest, and he suffered a condition known as compressive asphyxia. Basically, his brain was deprived of oxygen, and he suffered a permanent brain injury, a rather bad one. Ultimately, he was resuscitated on what's called the photorizer right below the stage, and he lived, but again suffered a fairly catastrophic brain injury. That case landed on my desk. So through the course of discovery, which was very interesting and included me flying out to Michigan to depose Eminem, Marshall Bruce Mathers III, I learned how large events work from the inside out, which is, of course, the way lawyers learn many things. And it was much more interesting than anything else that I had ever worked on. When I moved back to Arizona, I had been practicing here before. When I moved back to Arizona, my story to tell was about my Eminem case. And so as I would tell the story of my Eminem case back east, I started to attract new clients, people who said, "Gee, Steve, you seem to know something about our industry. My lawyer doesn't. Would you be interested in doing my work too?" And thus a practice area was born. And so what I tell my students in my risk management in venues class is not to worry so much about the first job that they get. Many lawyers are going to travel a meandering path towards whatever is their area of interest or specialization, as I did. The important thing is to remain open to possibilities, because you never know when your Eminem case is going to come in the door. I feel very fortunate that I've come to specialize in this area and make a nice living, and I'm very engaged and interested in my work. The daily headlines provide new material for me all the time. And in fact, the daily headlines provide new work for me all the time as well. So my general word to my students is think broadly and be open to even things that look strange, look unusual, don't necessarily lead directly to the next step, because the next step is going to be there anyway. You just have to find it. So that's my origin story. I'm Steve Adelman. Thanks for your time.